All right. So, ladies and gents, small storyline behind this. This was a game that was submitted to me in game submissions. And what I've heard is there was a lot of stress and shaking and nerves and craziness. Okay, that is my intro. That is what I've heard. Okay, we have two players. We have Myth, who comes in as the underdog. Myth is a 1900 player, according to the profile from Australia. And then we have Alperen, who you will have seen in some of my casts before. He is the favorite here. Not the overdog, which is what I like to say, but that's really stupid. Alperen is playing as the Slavs. Alperen right now is 2100 elo, which is a 200 elo gap. Alperen does play a lot of open maps, so it's always that weird combination of what exactly is going to happen when you have, I don't know what he's doing with his cows here. What exactly is going to happen when you have an open map player versus a closed map player, and will the closed map player go a little bit more YOLO, perhaps? Now, this is a high-level game, and Alperen is saying, what is your elo? So, like, Alperen doesn't know this guy, and he probably encounters the same people amongst that top 150, which is where Alperen is. So he might be asking this. And Myth says, you too. Yes, you. I don't know if that really answers the question. And Myth just keeps saying one. As in, like, one elo. So he's being a little troller boy here. But when I think of Japanese versus Slavs, I think Slavs are the much better civilization in this particular matchup. I think they have the better economy in the long run. But maybe, you know, Japanese could get a lead with, like, some Halberdier Monk play with some trebuchets. Obviously, the map being arena is fairly complicated. I'm not the player, by the way. Just share a name. Gotcha, Alperen, who's in chat. I gotcha. So, guys, this is what we're going to do. So, this is part of my little point of the stream where I go through game submissions. And so, obviously, having a quality game is fantastic, and we want to be able to go through all of it. But the map is arena, and I am 99% certain this is going to be Fast Castle. So what I would like to do is I like to get to the action a little bit. And I know most of my games I will never speed up. You know, I stick to a certain pacing. But for this particular game, I've just heard some teases as to what happens. I don't really know. And after it's all said and done, truthfully, I might finish it and say, well, you know, maybe we should have had someone review this before we looked at it. So we're gonna go through for now and see where it gets spicy. All right, we're gonna see where this gets spicy. Now, I have no clue what Myth is doing here going to gold already. If I had to guess, this is going to be some crazy market abuse Fast Castle play with maybe a lot of monks. I think the earliest and fastest Fast Castle I recall with the Japanese is something like 22 population. And that takes me back to when Japanese were seen a lot more on Arena, way back before the Definitive Edition when there weren't as many civs. But, you know, sending 2 to gold tells me that Myth is not going to go for a... he's not going to go for a builder which has a lot of long-term food income with farms. And it's going to be more market-oriented. And over here you have Alperen going up, who has to be said has a really bad map for his golds. A couple farms for Alperen. They're actually going up at the same time. You know what will be interesting here is what they do with the market. Okay, now I'm confused. I guess he's 1900, so now I'm a little confused. He pulled off of gold, and he's going to be on his way. Arena, you're typically going up, or you're going to control the relics. A way to counter the monk play would be to go for light cap, so that's always a strategy, but we've not seen a barracks from either player. We have a market. We have a blacksmith. It's very realistic that they both might sell stone. And, ooh, first hit goes for Myth there. Myth is sending a villager out. And we have very similar Fast Castle times. And we're going to see a barracks here. So, yeah, don't love the map here for Alperen. On the bright side, though, his gold is forward, but kind of to the side. And Myth is going to go all in. So the reason you would go for a barracks is you would go for barracks to add spearmen to protect your monks from any scouts. But Alperen is going to go forward to go siege monk, and I think he sees this now. Oh, God. Okay. We're going to go normal speed from here on out. So Alperin has his gate being held open by the enemy scout. Myth will have to leave. And there you go. Door is closed. So yeah, I think what Alperin wanted to do was he wanted to go forward, and he wanted to build double monastery with the siege workshop and go full-on siege monk. But he doesn't know Myth, and he doesn't know how this guy's going to play. And right now, we're going to see siege for Myth, and he's showing Alperin that he's going siege. It's an interesting choice. I feel like my instinct here, if I were in Alperin's shoes, would be to open monastery and just go redemption. Oh, also very weird how he can run back here. Hey, you know, you're going to have monks out. You're going to want monks out anyways. Well, this could be dangerous, and he chooses to just give up the scout. Interesting. I don't know how every single time, like every single patch, we're looking at certain maps and the maps just break. But Alperin's map is just so weird. Like, this shouldn't happen, man. We got a ram? A ram push here from Myth. There is going to be siege, though, from Alperin, so I think he should be able to push this back. But we've got the 4 spearmen inside the ram. We now have the monastery for Myth. As he's the underdog, you know, he wants to be as aggressive as possible here. But Alperin does the right thing. This is why you don't see a lot of ram openings, because that siege switch can just push it right back. And that should lead to that ram being rather useless at this stage. But we will have a mangonel for Myth, and it's going to be all about the trades here. And, oh! All right, 1 for 1. Hey, T90, my gamer page is still blocked, even though I've raised a ticket. Can't make a new one. Can you help, my man? When was it blocked? We have the ram coming out. We have another mangonel coming out, and he's just being a pest here. Now, Alperin getting atonement. Interesting choice. That means you can convert enemy monks. Now, if you were to research redemption, you can convert enemy siege, but you can only convert rams if you're next to it. Whereas mangonel, you can convert from distance. This villager very confused. Just switch sides. So far, I'm not seeing as much commitment. I'm not seeing the level of commitment that I expected from either player. Yeah, Paul, if it was ages ago, my suggestion is make a new one and you should be all good. The issue that was encountering pages, or the issues that pages were encountering, and the reason they were getting flagged, I passed all that information along, and, like, you know, obviously you weren't the only one, and it hasn't been happening anymore. So my suggestion, as annoying as it may be, is just make, like, if you're Trixos, just put an extra X in it or an extra O or something and just make it similar. Redemption about to be in. That was very close to being a big shot for Alperin. By the way, is not making a move for any relics. But he is heading the second town center, so he's going to boom. So we have Atonement. I'm trying to keep track. We have Atonement. And if you have Atonement, you can convert enemy monks. And have Redemption for both now, so they can convert Siege. So I guess Atonement is the difference. But Alperin, honestly, kind of is not really making that many monks. He's not making that much Siege either. He's got so much gold banked. I'm looking over here for Myth. And he is all in on that gold. In fact, I would love to see a second mining camp for him. He's Japanese after all. And he wants to spend the gold. So here he goes with a second monastery. Just clown things, man. What's the best food eco in the game? 6 on farms. Woo! Crazy stuff, man. Gotta love this ram. It's just a spearman taxi at this point. Where do you want to go? I'd like to go to the area by the houses, please. That area is off limits. Oh god, big moment here. That monk should switch sides. You might want to delete this here if you're Myth, and he doesn't delete it. Atonement pays off. Now that monk will probably die, but it is essentially a kill, which will mean a lot. Lead firmly in control for Alperin. I say firmly, it's not really that firm. Because he doesn't have the best of economies right now. This is the type of game that will make some people love Arena more. And oh, he almost killed his own spearman. and will make others hate Arena more for what it brings to the table. But what I like from Myth is at least he's being aggressive. And he will continue to be aggressive. He might get Atonement. And look at that. He gets a conversion with Atonement. He could have actually turned around and tried a conversion there. I convert one monk. I convert it back. Now we get the other conversion there. This is where the monk RNG comes into play. We convert him back. This is high quality Age of Empires. Everyone is thrilled. Everyone is in love with the monks. And Myth says, well, that's not cool. He's got more monks than me. I need to make more monks now. And he's going to make another monastery. Still continuing to make monks. And you've got to be careful if you're a monk. Apparently, you can be easily swayed. So maybe stay inside the monastery another year or two. You know, become more obsessed with your religion or something. But it is 45 villagers versus 39. Only one monastery for Alperen, which is the concern. Like one monastery production versus what will now be 3. And we all know it can get out of hand fast. And it could get out of hand right here. 2 green monks. This monk here is also green. And we have 1 monk converted back, but suddenly you can't move out with the siege if you're Alperen, not comfortably. And Alperen, you know, he asked what this guy's elo was. He was probably like, I don't know. I don't know who this guy is, so I'm just going to continue to boom and steal people's elo. And big shot there, but you've got monks and you've got siege here. Okay, so this is what the real clowns do. The daddy clowns do, okay? So they push in, convert every monk you see, convert every building you see, come forward, drop a castle, market abuse to imp is what you do here. In fact, I don't see how Alperen could easily win this game. You can't ever play catch up with the monk game now. You can't. Okay, he's going to try and go like Cav, I guess. So, like, that's going to be your best option is to try and make some military against it. But it's not going to be easy. Have some siege converted there. Siege will get some kills, but now it's back on the green side. Some monks dying here or there, but the pressure still continues. Another monk goes for the siege, gets it. Can he turn it around? This is huge, actually. He could take out a lot of monks. And okay, he just deletes it this time. Well, the pressure's on for Alperen. He's making a lot of scouts. He wants to drop a castle, but he needs to take care of the siege before he drops a castle. And every time he goes, like right there, he tried to convert the siege and his monk just got converted. Oh, jeez. There should be vills coming across for green now. That's what I would say. Send the vills. Send the boys. And will the monks be able to convert scouts? Now, scouts aren't near as good as resisting conversion as light cav are. But, oh no, Alperen can hold. There are Japanese spearmen here. And there's quite a few of them. So it's very hard for me to cast these situations. It's just a mix of all types of different units here. I guess this is fine for Alperen. Kind of. I mean, he killed a lot of monks. Scouts go in to get more kills. He's going to lose the scouts. TC could go down. I think what he maybe needed to do right when he attacked there was he needed to drop his castle. And there he goes. He drops the castle. You've got villagers on the way from somewhere, I think. Yep, there they come. Okay, the siege will be converted. Big moment here, because that means Alperen should complete his castle, but delete it! Oh, no! Oh, no! He didn't delete the siege! So he donated it back. And this is a recorded game, obviously. So there's probably a pause there from Alperen, and he's like, what do I have to focus on here? The siege is going to go down. Okay, now the castle's going to go up. Alperen can still farm over here. He can still take gold. The castle's in a good spot. So back up if you're green. Drop your castle and just go fast imp. Right? That's what you need. And that's all the monk players ever shoot for, is just a forward castle with a bunch of monks, fast imp into trebuchets. Alperen needs to stop this. Okay, Alperen actually has been really unfortunate here. So if this siege workshop wouldn't have been converted, he could probably start making rams right now, and he could ram push this with like 5 or 6 rams right before imp comes in. But I'm not so sure he can engage against this comfortably. He wants to, obviously. He wants to deny this. Here he goes. I see green dots over every single unit out there for red, though. And the Boyars had to pull back. The scouts go down. The castle will go up. 2 minutes away from Imp is the underdog myth. Oh, jeez. That's funny. I mean, so I saw the tweet from Myth, right? And he said he was still shaking when it ended. There's probably like a lot of ladder anxiety already, but when you're playing against someone who's much better than you, I've been there. When you get really close to beating them, you're just like, oh my goodness, how is this happening? But yeah, Alprin needs to kill this castle before Trebs come out. Because he needs to make it to Imp. But he needs to make it to Imp. And he needs to have a castle up. This is super tricky because if he doesn't have a castle, then he's kind of screwed. Actually, the more I look at it, though, Alprin's farming eco is looking really good. You could tell Myth knows what this is going to turn into because he's getting masonry. He's all in. 4th TC for Alprin. He's got plenty of farms. He also has made 2 petards. No way! Honestly, a couple minutes ago, I was thinking, I don't know, man. Okay, well played, Myth. You got the victory. But now I'm looking at Alprin, and Alprin, I mean, obviously he's going to struggle in some aspects, right? But he's going to get Boyars into Myth's base, which is an amazing play. 2 petards takes out a stone wall. This is an amazing decision. Alprin uses this TC to go Imp. And he'll have to do a lot of repairing to keep his castle up, maybe. Meanwhile, we have block printing, we have illumination, we have pikemen. So Myth is hoping to upgrade the monks and then get pikes out. I think a lot of those monks are going to have to run home, though, because here come the Boyars. And he does react. So he sees this. He knows this is an issue. He immediately reacts. And the Boyars go right underneath the town center fire, which is a little underwhelming here for Alprin. I think this is the last place you want to be. Obviously, underneath the TC still means they've garrisoned, but you want to find other resources. And yeah, oh no. It's all falling apart for Myth. He does house wall. He runs away here. He's actually running forward right now. And the monks are coming over. But the idle time is insane. Meanwhile, the repairs happen for Alprin. Alprin with 80 villagers. It's 48 for Green, but Green has so many of them idle. We have more stables for Myth, who seems to recognize that the main thing here is really just the fact that his opponent has monks. Like, he probably knows his opponent isn't going to have the economy to do a lot of pikemen. There's a relic here for Alprin. There's also one here, so I guess he's going to make a new monastery to drop that off. 29 on food for him. But he seems destined to lose this castle. Okay, monks and some pikemen coming over, so the Boyars will be dealt with. You really need to make a house here if you're Green. You got to keep the extra Boyars from coming in. Will the monk play work? There's 11 of them. I think what Myth needs here, guys, a great job with the house. He'll start to convert this stuff. Alprin is going to realize soon that it won't work. What he needs is for that next castle to be directly in Alprin's face. If you're doing this, you need this to work immediately, right? So none of this defensive castle nonsense. You need to go forward with everything you've got. They'll have 4 Trebs. We have upgrades coming in now for Alprin. Alprin hoping to engage against the Trebs. Really believes he can keep his own castle up. Here he comes. He doesn't have Castle Age armor yet, which I think is going to hurt against the castle fire and against Japanese pikes. But at the same time, how many monks are going to be remaining? And there's not going to be many monks remaining. A lot of these monks are going down. Myth was unable to hop inside the castle there. But castle does go down for Alprin, and the trebuchet does unfortunately go down for Myth, but he's still got 2. Also over here, he's getting conversions. What? I don't know how he ever got that one, but Monk's OP, man. And Alprin continues to run. And this is where I would love to see that castle. Right here. Just right in the farm eco. Continue to treb down everything you can if you're Myth. Myth right now, working off of 53 villagers, man. Hey, Ducks, congratulations, man. I'm glad you figured out how to use a calendar. I'm very proud of you. We were all talking about that earlier. The light cav, gonna kill some monks. But actually, monks are not really the biggest threat now. The biggest threat, honestly, is just the pikes. You'll obviously want both, but I mean, there's more military on the field for Myth than Alperin. Alperin has all this eco, and he's trying to keep his eco alive. But he also has to expand a lot of his economy constantly, and the efficiency can't be good. Worker efficiency last minute, 48%. Worker efficiency overall is about the same at 69% for both. Nice, but I expect that worker efficiency to look a lot worse for Alperin as this continues. He needs to engage against the Trebs, guys. He's going crossbows with Slavs. Crossbow is actually a good decision, I guess, against just Castle Age Pikemen, but the pressure is officially on. Sucky feeling to be in if you're Alperin. It's happened to me enough times where you just get treb pushed with monks and you just feel so helpless. All that hard work, too. Like, it's so much more difficult to expand your economy than it is to just patrol forward, or not patrol forward, but make some monks and trebs. And, I mean, not that monks are easy to control, don't get me wrong. And when it happens, you just feel so lifeless, man. Lovely castle from Myth. He has correctly realized that a lot of the economy that was here for Alperin has repositioned. And the majority of his economy is on gold anyways, right? So that's what he's going to want. If he needs any food, he'll just buy it. So we can actually just steal this gold. Alperin down to 16 working farmers right now. As he continues to lose buildings, continues to lose villagers. Worker efficiency is 35% now. And more monks on the way. Even some samurai on the way for Myth. It just continues chugging along. The monasteries. You know how, like, high-level players will queue up stables with Lycav consistently? Arena players will do that, but they do that with monks. Oh, don't tell me these trebs are going to get out as well. No way! The trebs roll right back at the perfect time, right towards the castle fire. Yeah, and the villagers can't win this fight. They'll eventually die. The samurai's even joining in there. Those trebs should actually work their way over here if you're Myth. And Alperin isn't finished yet, man. He's still making crossbows. Remember, the crossbows are actually going to be good enough to kill monks. What they can't do is they can't take trebs. So if you have a castle anywhere you're going to be making trebs, it's perfect. They can kill the pikemen as well. The crossbow kind of don't scale that well with the Slavs. But guys, we're going to see a freaking siege tower here. Red used a petard before, but now he's adding a siege tower. And now we see another castle for Myth. And he's probably going to bring the trebs over. Here he comes. Alperin's just hoping these farmers are never found. Oh my god, this is insane. He's still got no defense at home. Oh man, there's still pikemen just slowly killing off vills, though. Samurai slowly killing off vills. Here comes the siege tower. Crossbows are now heading into Myth's eco. And there's still plenty of stone and gold for Alfred to take. Oh my god, who's going to kill who faster? I love the creative ways from Alperin to damage green in this game, though. It's like he knew, as we see some stone purchase for panic TCs, he knew this whole time that he doesn't have good eco in here. It's not Alperin's first day at the circus, so that was good recognition from him. And we're actually going to look at the relics, by the way. Sorry, I switched that. Yeah, he just adds TCs here, and he figures, okay, I have to keep my villagers safe in whatever way possible, and then I have to continue to push. 33 on gold for Myth. That is his eco. And a lot of that is here. But still can't deal with this. But the vill count now, 56 versus 64. And monks outrange the crossbows heavily. The monks have 12 range. The crossbows have 7. Samurai and pikemen killing villagers. Monks converting more crossbows. I think mangonels would be a really good idea right now for Myth. But oh my god, his monk micro is insane. Look at how many individual crossbows he's converting. I mean, there are still more crossbows on the way, and you do have to worry about losing too many monks, but my goodness, man. These crossbows were underneath the TC. Took a little bit for Myth to realize. Also, I guess the Boyar was hiding in the corner and just came in now. 69 population for Myth. It was 49 villagers. He does have some relics bringing in gold income. He still has those trebs. Now, in order for him to move out further, though, he needs to actually have the army to defend the trebs. And now we have rams for Alperin. What is happening, dude? I thought, like, Myth, okay, you've got this, 1900 player. Then Alperin put up this ridiculous fight. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But, guys, there's nothing that Myth can do to stop his TCs from getting rammed down. And he's got, I don't know, 33 villagers here. But at the same time, there's nothing Alperin can do to stop the trebs and the monks moving forward, at least for the time being. We'll see. I think Myth really needs to convert the majority of these crossbows. And he's going to have to be clicking away here. Boom, 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 boom. Conversions. Come to my religion. No, my religion's better. No, praise my God. No, my God. And you see what Alperin's doing. Alperin's trying to focus down the monks. He's focused on most of the monks here. There's still more in queue, though. Meanwhile, the villagers, they're like, fine, if we can't employ any actual troops, we'll just defend ourselves. And they're fighting off with their fists. And they're actually doing a good job because Alperin's distracted with everything else. Slowly losing his eco and his buildings to the trebs, by the way. Love the Siege Edition. I mean, I love the Scorpion Edition. I feel like that could have happened a little earlier. But the TC will go down. This TC will go down for Myth. He still has no army to defend himself. By the way, I think Alperin is using Select All Stable Hotkey because he continually sends Light Cav through this Castle Fire. But look at the micro from Alperin. He's using the Light Cav against the Scorpions and against the Monks. And he's still pushing in. It's 60 pop versus 81. This is insane. But Myth is still pushing in. But Alperin can actually make military. Oh, but now Myth is almost taking out the ram here. And it's enough, at least, where he stops himself from losing the TC. But still, has lost so much. Alperin is attacking the trebs with villagers. Now he's gonna now he's gonna lose villagers as well. Also, it'd be funny if he repairs the treb after converting the villagers here. That's what Myth will want to do. Oh, so disappointing. He could have saved the treb. A castle for Alperin. This is so crucial. This is the bulk of his eco now. He's kind of got a couple of villagers around every which way. He's got villagers here too. But the key is this area. And the key again is going to be trying to kill all the monks who continue to convert his crossbows. And honestly, I think Myth, he's just continued to make monks. And he's damaged the food eco from Alperin to the point where you can't make a lot of light cav. And if you can't make a lot of light cav, the crossbow is just not going to cut it here. You've got the Scorpions. You've got the monks. Actually, Myth could convert a ram here too. Alperin needs to kill this eco, I guess. No, actually, he needs to kill this eco. He needs to kill the eco he can't kill. He needs to take out the monastery that has the 3 relics. And then he needs to also kill the villagers on gold. Because right now, it needs some wood, but mostly gold. This is insane. He's got 19 monks and just continues to make them. Castle will go down for Alperin. Alperin, 80 population. 60 population for Myth. Here come the Rams, finally. I think it was a really important moment for Myth to stop those 2 Rams when he did. But this TC will be a goner. Here come the monks, though. There's now 3 trebuchets. There's Scorpions. And Myth has he's just been converting everything. I can't wait to see the stats at the end. He also could convert all the buildings. Obviously, convert the units first. And look what Alperin does. Alperin knows that he's going to want to focus on the, he's going to want to focus on the crossbows. That was ridiculous. Crazy conversions. There's now more green crossbows here than there are red. I'm going to have to actually rewatch that. Because the fact that he's used control groups that well is just baffling to me. He probably had all 12 of the monks on different control groups or something. Holy crap. Anyways, all the villagers are starting to die for Alperin. He's now down to 42 eco. At the same time, 13 villagers could die here for Myth. But what's the aftermath going to look like? The aftermath is going to look like one person has military and can convert all other forms of military, and the other person will not. And that might be the case with Myth not even having a freaking town center here. He does have one over here, but he's going to lose his main base, guys. Both players have lost their main base, in fact. Alperin probably can't believe it. I haven't seen food eco for Myth. I've only seen monk production, and it has been continuous. Oh, wait. You know at the end of games when it says this is the most created unit? I think the most created unit for Myth is going to be monks, and there's going to be a lot of them. There's going to be a lot of them, man. Alperin, as he goes in to attack this ram, he's cursing his decision to not ban Arena. He's like, why did I do that? What is wrong with me? Why would I never ban that map? The crossbows continue to get kills. You have monks roaming around looking for more conversions. Alperin down to 28 pop now. And Myth, the winning player, guys, wins the game with 20 population. He made 91 monks. 91 monks. Wow. That was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. Well, congratulations are in order to the player who didn't have a single farm for the last 40 minutes of that game. At the same time, it's like I want to say congratulations, but I just want to facepalm hard. Because it's insane what these all-in monk plays can do. It is really crazy. Because on Arena, the thing is you can't run, okay? You can't run away. So, he did, but you get stuck a lot. And, you know what I want to go back to real quick before I say anything more is the 55-minute mark. Because watch how fast the green things show up. So this is him selecting individual monks and clicking individual targets, right? He's done the same again. But then there's 6 of them appear. It feels like at the same time. Next one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, hold on a second. Didn't 3 of them appear at the same time? Okay, hold on. Right here. We got 4, 5. Okay. And then it goes to 8. Is that possible within half a second? Or is there some funky business going on here? Because so the way you tend to use it is you got control groups, right? So you would use a scout, you control group 1, and then you can go 2. You're actually very good point. I think what someone just said is correct. I think what probably happens is it's a range thing. So watch this. They're probably running towards them. And then they all get in range because he runs into the range of the monks. That makes sense. That makes sense. And they just converted everything, dude. He just converted everything. Because, yeah, he had vision on them because of everything here. And he could click them from far away. Wow, though. Yeah, that's insane. I as a player who absolutely hates the monk play, I have done it before, and I will tell you that it is extremely satisfying when it works out. And to beat a player who's much better than you with it, I'm sure felt really good here for Myth. But yeah, we'll look at the stats here. And if you had to guess how many conversions there were in this game, what would you guess? I'm going to guess it's not 91. He did not get a conversion per monk. It would probably be more like I'm going to guess like 60. Where is it? Where's the stat? Where's the stat? Okay, 82. And think about what the monks do, though. So the monks convert a unit, but that's not just a kill. That gives you military. So it adds 82 units to your population. And then the monks also heal. They heal each other. They heal all the units that are fighting. So it's really freaking strong. It is really strong. I want to see the APM. Yeah, you got like Alperin's going to rewatch this. He's going to kick himself. And like, oh my God, the eco difference. Oh my God, monks are so insane. 55,000 resources versus 37,000 resources. That is an insane gap. But Myth knew. He knew what to do. He committed to the extra monasteries. I talked about it early castle, how it was really weird how Alperin went for atonement and he didn't go for more than one monastery. I think what he was thinking was, haha, this guy is going to make a lot of monks, and I'm just going to convert his monks and then use his monks to convert more monks. He probably underestimated Myth a little bit, but wow, man. That was a ridiculous game. Winning the game with 20 villagers, of which 3 are idle. Here's 15 vills. I don't even know where the other villagers are right now. They probably got converted, honestly. Oh, yeah. Here's the other part of his eco. What a fantastic economy. Wins the game with it. Crazy one. Yeah, that's also a very good point. A lot of those resources collected were donated towards Myth. I was all over the place in that game. I did not know what to expect. Fantastic one. They both had about 70% exploration. I also think, just to circle back to Alperin real quick, I don't think Alperin played the worst game after the monks started. I think that his siege tower play was amazing. His ram decision was fantastic. But he just continued to lose crucial aspects of his eco. So I also would say hats off to him for being as aggressive as he was in the ways that he was, because he really had to think out the box there. Yeah, Slav's not getting Heresy, which is an upgrade where your units will die instead of switch sides, was a pretty big deal. I don't know if he would have been able to afford it being 1,000 gold, but still a crazy game.